second, all in favor?
Seconded.
Okay, good. Anyone opposed? So I think we have to like do this like all in favor, right? Like, don't we have to show our hands? Didn't we say that at someone, or didn't Jen tell us that? I don't know. Because I remember like Steve and I used to just wave.
Sure,
Yes.
why not?
Yeah.
All in favor.
Yep.
In favor.
Yeah. I don't know. All those meeting laws.
I know. Okay. There's currently no air conditioning in my office, so
Oh, God.
the fan's blowing on me.
We'll make it
Huh.
quick.
Yeah.
So July updates, I have let's see. So soccer, basically it's just I'm in the heart of registration right now. So registration deadline will be this Friday. That will be for everybody. I'll have a grace period extension like I usually do. And then the littles will still be trickling in because they start the latest.
Yeah, well, don't announce the grace period. We know who
No.
our usual culprits are.
the
Mm.
where's my hold on.
I mean, we announced this so far in advance, and if they've already done it 1 year, it's
here
gets
it is.
sickening with them waiting.
Well, I have to, yeah, and I have to order a uniform, so it's not going to be
Yeah.
very long, let me tell you. So that will be Friday. Numbers look great. I did a preliminary, basically, spreadsheet run on Friday before I left, and we're right about where we should be, this year. For the upper grades, meaning grades 1 through, well, 1 and 2 in the Frontier League, and then Roots League 3 through 6. I did get more registrations today, but I didn't have time to look at them. I've been all over Hadley. And pre-K and K, they're still coming in, but that's kind of usual because of new families coming into town, getting used to preschool and how everything works. So I'm very excited to see some new names on the registrations for the littles. And I've talked to some families who are just, wanting to know like what's happening in Hadley and things like that and navigate. So that's super helpful. So I'll have a lot more information, once in the next few weeks, because that's pretty much what I'm doing, is soccer and everything else.
You have coaches yet?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Coaches are all lined up except for preschool and kindergarten. I don't have a single coach yet. So when I've had time, I've just popped it up, on Facebook and word of mouth, pretty much. I've been asking. It usually is the last couple weeks people start to come around with the littles, which is fine. And I wrangle some people in. And then once they see like the first day and the first like kind of couple times we meet and how short of a commitment it is,
Not intense.
usually
Yeah.
people just literally come off the field and then you have like 10 people. So
Right.
that's actually my easiest one. So once I get the older kids squared away, I'll just I'll start going more towards that route. But and they don't start till after Labor Day. They have to get them in school and their routines going and stuff like that. And kind of leading into registration and such, I do plan on having a preseason soccer coach meeting, which the coaches who have reached out to me, I've written back to them and let them know that this is something new that I wanted to do. I think it'll be great. It'll be a Teams meeting. Any of you that could attend, I would appreciate, just so that you could hear, and any other feedback, to give, I think is always helpful. So it's not just coming from one person and I might forget something, and I don't know, Jim or Diane or Karina. I mean, Karina, you're in the soccer world too. is always helpful. I'm hoping to set that for the first week of August is my goal, but I'm also waiting on Roots. I emailed them this morning. They have not emailed me back because I need more information from them before I can host a meeting that doesn't have any information. So I want to make it worth everyone's time. All the
Is
coaches.
that, oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No,
Is
go
that in
ahead.
person or is that a Zoom?
I'm gonna do a Teams, like it'll be
Okay.
remote. Yeah,
Okay,
because
because
some
I
people
definitely will be, yeah,
are on vacation,
Yeah.
and that's like a tough week for people. So
yeah.
I was like, why do I need to have it in person? I do this.
No, I mean,
So
I'm gonna
I'll
be over
just,
at the island, but I'll get on if, yeah.
I'm
if
like, I'll just
in
do a
around.
Teams meeting and it'll just be
Okay.
casual and we
Okay,
can just chat. So
okay,
the coaches who definitely are on board, I've emailed them the policies and procedures handbook that was created last fall. So everyone has a copy of that. I will resend all the information that I have prior to the meeting right before, so people can refer to it, look at it, have it again. So that's coming up quicker than I can believe. I can't believe we're halfway through July already. So that's going well. There was a request for gold uniforms like I did 2 years ago. Every year I kind of like switch back and forth. And I think that's a great idea. I didn't know because I'm not on the field, but I guess there are a lot of teams that are navy blue or blue in general. So when it's, whatever sport it is, it gets tougher when you have two teams that are, kind of in the same ballpark as far as colors. So I did gold not last year, but the year before. So as long as it's in stock and it's the shirt that I usually order or something close, I think that's a great idea. I don't have to change the logo or do anything different. It's just a gold color. So I will run that by once I'm ready to submit that actual order. So as far as soccer, that's pretty much what's happening. It's a lot. Taekwondo has been so awesome. Actually, so we've actually had two classes because first class was last week. The second class was actually today, which I was over at HES for. So I have some young adults who are between the ages of 8 and 12. And I have Emma, who is a 3rd-degree black belt, and she's 17 years old. And her two little brothers came today, and they are 2nd-degree black belt in Taekwondo. They're phenomenal. It is so cool to watch. And her mom is also starting it. So I had the whole family there, and it's phenomenal. The families are so thankful. She's doing it on her own time. She's a remarkable young human being. So that is really fun. So we have 2 more classes, and I would love to see, her be able to do it again like next summer and have more families do it. But to hear the little stories of how they're looking forward to it, and it's something that I could offer that is it's just really cool.
How many
So
families are participating?
6.
Okay.
And she would take 15 students. But yeah, only 6. So they're really getting like real private lessons almost. And so that will be the 27th will be the last day. So that will be the 4th week already. And then I have finalized pretty much been working with Amy Fiden on getting the summer movie series for August. Bank ESB, as I mentioned in the past, they are so graciously going to host us to be able to put on 3 movies, 3 Wednesdays. So it will be the 5th, the 12th, and the 19th of August. We're still working out a few final details. I I have the movie list, but I'm not telling what they are yet because that will be a spoiler. They're really cool. I did not pick them out. The bank did a poll. I guess she did a poll at the bank and they picked them out and they're awesome. I'm so excited. I made a preliminary flyer and sent it to her, and then she has to send it to her marketing because they're hosting it. They have to approve it. They'll probably add things. So once I get the actual final, I'll blast it out. I'll see if school can send it to families. We'll just spread the word because it's literally going to be for anyone. It will be at the elementary school. That's for sure. Principal Dowd is super excited to have it. We'll have the school available, you know, for restrooms and anything else that people need. And yeah, that will be super fun.
We should borrow the popcorn machine from PTO.
If the Hadley Fire Association was not going to do it, yes, I was going to go to PTO next, but they are on the list of possibly wanting to be a part of it. So they wanted to do popcorn, and I have one other spoiler that I don't want to spoil, but they would possibly want to come and not give away ice cream, but have ice cream available to purchase and come, which I think would be really like fun. So people could come beforehand, get an ice cream cone and set up,
Yeah.
and I'll bring the lawn games over, and stuff like that. And it'll be great. So yeah, we're, Amy and I are working, together on that, which I'm really appreciative of. So that will be fun. That like brings.
Can I ask one question? Do you
Yes.
know what the movies are rated so we can kind of gear like what age group they're for?
Without Googling, I mean, hang on one second.
You could send us a text.
Can you Google what they are?
Yeah,
Okay.
but just send us a text.
Okay.
It's what they are, so nobody knows.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you texted that. 50 Shades of Grey is rated R.
I didn't press send yet.
No, you didn't.
No, it's autocorrect is not liking what I'm putting.
Oh,
I think they're all G
Karina,
except that middle one.
I didn't put you in there because I don't have your number in my phone. I'm sorry.
That middle one, the first one I think is G. The middle one might be PG. I'm gonna look.
I was doing the first one. First one's PG,
Yeah.
and then I'll do the last one.
Oh, you mean the first series of the second one, you mean?
No, I like,
Because that one has
Yeah.
like 3 or 4.
so the first one on the list that she sent,
Yes.
I Googled, it's PG. I
Yeah.
thought you were doing the second one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was, okay, so I just did the third one. That's also
Okay.
PG. And hold on,
Okay.
I may have,
I'm thinking the
Uh,
second one's P. Oh yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I am DB and it's PG.
It's all PG.
all three.
We
Awesome.
can get Karina's cell not over this Zoom.
Yes.
But they're all, Karina, in my opinion, they're
Mine too.
good for younger kids to
Yeah.
probably my kids' age.
Yeah,
10 or
Okay.
12. So it
Yeah.
covers a pretty broad spectrum.
yeah. I wouldn't hesitate much with any of those 3. The middle one might be a little scary for young ones, but I don't know.
I've never even seen that one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Do I not have?
Those are good choices.
Yeah, I thought so.
I think they're good choices. Of course, I like Disney, but I can deal.
Hey, that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
Well, pretty much I mean, what is it, Disney at this point, right?
you know.
Yeah, so I mean, once I get the flyer, I would assume they're gonna put the movies' names on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not
it'll
gonna
be like a
this
drive-in
big
probably,
secret, right?
where it'll be like, you know.
And then the
Karina.
only,
Sorry, Karina, email me your phone number or email the
Okay.
3 of us your phone number.
Okay, thank you.
and then if it rains, the only bad thing is it's canceled. There's no reschedule. That's just the
Okay.
way the entertainment company works. So hopefully, I mean, we need the rain, but hopefully it won't be all
Not on those days.
not on those days. So that's exciting. I'm excited to launch that. That'll be something. I know, Diane, you said it was done many, many, many years ago, but
Yeah.
I think it's a nice community event. And like I said,
Oh
it's
God, yeah.
very thankful for the bank to think of us for that. And then upcoming programs, basically fall soccer, like I said, the littles, I always start them after it will be after Labor Day, so it's usually the Saturday after Labor Day, which I believe is the 12th of September. That's not firm yet, but I'm shooting for that. Just because the later I start, then the later it starts to get, or the earlier it starts to get cold, and then the mornings are wet and freezing for the little. So yeah, I'm gonna try to start on the 12th. And then at that point in August, September, we'll be thinking about Halloween, which I cannot believe I've seen Halloween decorations out already. So that's it. That's kind of what I have. It's pretty much the land of soccer and some things off to the side.
Do you know when the rest of the groups are starting for soccer?
No, Frontier is always later than Roots. They probably, I mean, the coaches always like to practice earlier than the game schedule. I probably won't even have a draft. They're so laid back. I probably won't even know the schedule until honestly, I don't know, maybe mid-August. But the coaches they'll want to start, before school, obviously. So I think we'll probably my goal is to establish that at the coaches meeting, and we can see what everyone's schedule is like and when they want to start. I already did my building use form. Luckily, like, we're the only league-ish pretty much, besides the softball league, but that usually their games are usually later in the day. So they can pretty much start whenever they want. And they're usually gung-ho to start by the end of, middle of August, last week-ish of August. Parents are ready to get the schedules and routines going. And then Roots, same thing. Their schedule, they're more a little bit more rigid. So I would say their games, although their schedule is not up yet either. It's still early on their end. They'll start right around probably Labor Day weekend-ish is when Root starts. But in the past, coaches have wanted to start as soon as they can. So as long as the soccer fields are ready, which I don't see them not being ready, they can start whenever they want. There's no like pre-regulations like high school. Yes, Jim.
Question with that, are the Hopkins fields gonna be okay for them to use, or are they gonna end up over here again?
They're fine for them to use.
Okay, because I remember you were saying, Mish was saying that they might rehab.
Yep, they're not gonna do that. So soccer is staying over there. I actually went to one of the Pioneer Valley Summer Soccer League games.
Okay.
The ones that we're hosting basically.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's like there's so many people and there's so many kids. I went to, it happened to be one of the boys' games, and it's phenomenal. It's great to see, it's like yeah, it's great. I was so happy that I was able to sneak down and see one in the game. So
Good.
it's yeah, it's great. And it sounds like it might be the girls. Yeah, it might be, I think it's the girls might be going to the championships or something. So they like have more games that are playing. So I was notified by that. So I just let the parties that need to know that. So
The girls will
yeah.
be in better shape than they ever have with John coaching them because he loves to run.
I'm sure. I'm sure. It was nice to catch up with Coach Campbell. I have not seen him for a long time, and it was very nice to see him back out of retirement
Oh, yeah.
and coach them. Yeah, it was awesome. It was great. So yeah, that was really fun, and I was glad that we're able to help them out to get on the field. So that's
So yeah,
life.
so do you think it might be helpful if we just kind of, or you as, kind of in charge of it, just say like we're hoping to have practices start like the week of the 24th instead of leaving it up?
No, because I
Say-
don't want to say that because I don't feel like that's fair to the coaches. So, because I have no idea. I mean, the coaches, because some of them are new and some of them aren't new. So they all have to agree because they're volunteers. So I don't want to say it might be, and then they end up emailing me or calling me and being like, Amy, we're so gung ho. Can we start August 10th? And then the parents aren't ready. So until I have an idea, if a family's asked like they have, I just say they typically practice 2 times a week and games are on Saturdays. That's the general information that I can give. And I let the families know that that's pretty much all I have until I get the schedules from the coaches, because they also, flip flop. Like some would practice Monday, Wednesdays, and then some would practice Tuesday, Thursday. So they're not all out there obviously on the same time. Sometimes they want to practice together, but and then like last year we had 3 Frontier teams. So I mean, that's usually what I say to families, because I can't really narrow it down more than that this
Yeah,
early.
I guess what I was talking August 24th. I don't know if you thought I meant July 24th, but I meant like
No,
August
August.
24th. August. Okay. And I don't know, I think it just gives like the season a little bit more shape. If we know like a target start date, if coaches want to go earlier, then I think that would be like fine. But generally what we're looking for is this type of this week would start, and that would be the week that school starts too. But I get there's like some schedules up in the air. And I'm also wondering like about that, if you just leave it up to the coaches, is there enough field space for all the coaches to practice at the same time if they choose the same 2 days?
Yes, it's like we're all using the same space. I mean, I worked it out 2 years in a row where 8 teams were using one field, and it worked out awesome. And that was with the high school. The high school had to use our fields for 2 years in a row, and it was seamless and it was great. I understand like shaping the season, doing like a kickoff or something like that. But I also, like I said, like I think as a volunteer, I mean, I guess I could say, but it could stagger. That's the thing. I don't know. What are anyone else's thoughts? You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, I thought I was muted already. Would it be bad to say like the week of? Like our target date is the week of, like, I don't know, would that help, Karina, do you think, or make
Yeah.
people feel engaged towards it?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
like,
I'm not
I
saying
always
like
sucked the most out of summer, so, I pushed it with my kids till they had to go back. So if I knew, maybe they were gonna have to start practices the Saturday, right after school starts or something, it might maybe a generalist thing. I don't know.
maybe
Right,
just
it-
send out an email to the coaches and say, hey, listen, knowing that games last year started this week
Right.
of, the week after this, when do you think that you would like to, or when do you anticipate wanting to start practicing? And, because I know like we had to sit down with the other teams, like I had to sit down with the other coaches at baseball and say, all right, what nights
Yeah,
work for you?
Right.
And my nights were open for the most part. So I let the other coach pick which nights he wanted. And I went, Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday instead of Monday, Wednesday. And, so maybe kind of get them thinking about that now.
yeah,
Say
sure.
last year we started the week, at this point,
Right.
and maybe when you guys want to start practicing, knowing your games start this date, so we can send the families out an email so they can prepare. I
I
don't
know
think that's a
the
bad
older-
idea.
I know the older kids will most likely start earlier. I mean, that's typically been the fashion just
Yeah.
because it just has been. So yeah, I mean, I can email the coaches. That's not a problem. And then I can let the families, I guess, just if I have sort of like an idea-ish, if everyone kind of has it around the same time, it'd be like a guesstimate of
Yeah.
when it would start-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I did
Um,
Kara K through 6 coaching the soccer and we worked it out, but it was nice knowing at least generally when it would
Yeah.
be expected to start coaching and practicing and all that.
And half of these coaches are still gonna have vacations and stuff like that at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
month,
Right to
so
then,
you
absolutely.
might not wanna say, we're gonna start the 24th.
No, no,
And then
no,
they go,
yeah.
hey, listen, I'm on vacation the week of the
Yeah, yeah.
24th. Can we start a
Yeah.
week ahead of time? So then,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
No, that
And I
sounds.
think other families too are like hesitant, and I know this probably is a problem that can't be fixed, but they're hesitant to sign up because they've already got other things set up like gymnastics or hockey or something like that, and they know that's locked in for like Monday, Wednesday, but they don't know if soccer is going to be on Monday, Wednesday or Tuesday, Thursday. They would sign up if they knew it was Tuesday, Thursday, but they won't sign up if it's Monday, Wednesday. So I know that that's really based on coach availability, but maybe thinking for next year or future seasons, just thinking about like when we ask for coach availability, maybe ask for like, okay, like what days of the week are you going to be available to host, and like get more information when they say, hey, I want to be a coach, I'm available Monday through Friday, or like I'm only available twice a month, the weeks twice, and just be able to start gathering that to provide to families. But again, I understand it's like based on coach availability. So that's a hard one to fix.
And we will take anyone that volunteers to be a coach, regardless of their availability.
No, you'll take them, but we would be able to say like the coaches who are going to be coaching the 3rd grade team this year are going to hold practice Monday, Wednesday,
Oh.
because we know that they're only available Monday,
Already
Wednesday.
what
So
their time is. Yeah.
me like having a conflict Monday, Wednesday would be like, all right, maybe I'll try for my kid next year.
Yeah.
But if it was Tuesday, Thursday, I'd be like, oh my God, I can make it work. My kid now is scheduled 4 nights a week, but I can make it work because I know it's Tuesday, Thursday practice. So that's the only thing. And then you mentioned the building use form, but what is the building being used for? Do you just have it open for bathrooms? Is that what you meant by the building use form?
No, you have to do a building use form for fields too. Yeah,
Or
I
you
have
do
to
them for the
reserve.
fields.
Yes, it's the same form. It's
Okay.
the building and the fields all come together.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't realize you needed a building use for the fields. Okay. And
Because
then
otherwise anyone can just go on the field and be there. And then we all show up and, I had this other traveling adult soccer league that just showed up every Sunday afternoon and thought they could just play soccer games at Hadley Elementary School. And I was like, you can't just show up and like take space. You know what I mean? I mean, when there's plenty of other spots in towns, yeah, people do it, but we have literally one field to use. So yeah, I have to put in for everything I do at the school. I mean, I've already put in for pickleball. I've done all my fall. And then as soon as that starts, I put in for basketball because it's like everyone's fighting for one court for literally, you know, and we want to be fair to the community because we have CYO, we have a suburban league that sometimes uses the gym. You want everyone to be able to get equal practice and playing time. So it's just, I try to be 2 seasons ahead of time with
Okay.
my needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are the soccer fields going to be ready? Because you mentioned that, you know, everything's kind of dependent, the start of the season. When is that scheduled to be ready?
When Jeff Mish tells me that it's good to go and summer school's over.
Okay.
So
So at the end of summer school, you can have it done?
say that again.
So you're aiming for when summer school is done, you're saying?
For the fields to be ready?
Yes.
Well, once summer school is over, then we can go. But I still have to have the fields laid out. So that's very tedious. So as soon as Jeff and I can meet to get all the soccer dimensions laid out and the lines painted and all that ready to go, then they'll be ready. So
Yeah, I guess what I was just asking, sorry, like a target date for that to be done.
when Jeff is honestly when I have Jeff, because otherwise it's myself and whoever else I can get. And I've been out there on Sundays painting lines. I go out when recess goes in painting lines. I'm literally at the mercy of literally when Jeff has, 2 hours that he can give me. And it's a lot to lay the fields out. I mean, I used to have to pay for it, and it was almost $1,000 to have someone come and lay it out, and then they just paint it one time and then you're on your own. So obviously before the first game, the paint will be on the field. But I mean, we can start practicing anytime after summer school gets out. I think the last
Yeah, you can use
Friday.
cones and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, we can. It's not like we can't be on the fields. I cannot tell you when the lines are going to be done. I know when I have to have them done, but I don't have a date for painting. I haven't even had a chance to talk to Jeff about paint and things. I don't even know if he's going to be able to do it this year. There's so much going on. I'm sure he'll be able to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said that we can't start until the fields are ready. And so that's why I was asking like when the fields would be ready, because that might impact the start date. But you're saying we can start, we just can't have games until the lines are painted.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then 2 other like just quick things as you were talking, I just wanted to just bring up. You mentioned that we're gonna have the coaches meeting. I'm definitely interested in attending that if I'm able to. Do you think that you'd be able to share an agenda or like a running agenda of what you plan to cover so we could take a peek at it and maybe contribute items or, just connect again prior to the meeting to be like, hey, I think maybe we should talk about this too, or, just so we
For
know
that
what
meeting?
we're going in for.
For the coaches meeting? Oh yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's all depending on, what information I get for Roots as far as what the coaches need for their, updated trainings. And it will be the policies and procedures again. It will be, that policies and procedures, it touches, I would say, Jim and Diane, every possible thing that we could come up against. But yeah, it's just going to be a casual like meeting. So but yeah, I'll put together, sure, absolutely. Yeah, so it's not just like rundown of free for all talk. Everyone can talk obviously, but yeah, I'll have my main points that I would like to talk about for sure.
Okay. Yeah. And then the policies and procedures document, obviously awesome for this year. Is there opportunity to make some suggestions to that? In what would that look like?
What do you think is missing? Because that was overlooked by our former town administrator, and he loved it and thought it was straight to the point and wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have everything organized right now to go into. But I mean, even for like the minimum playing time requirements, there's stuff for like strive for, which I feel like is a little bit different language than we would want in like a policy document. Like it's expected students are playing 50%. And then it's like saying coaches have slightly more discretion in critical game situations. Like, I don't know, just kind of figuring out those things. And then I was thinking like it might be helpful to just have like 9 through 11, I'm presuming is Roots, where the 8 and under, I guess, applies to Frontier and the other one. But I don't know, just some of that stuff. And then I was thinking of like a code of conduct like Cal Ripken has. I think maybe like popping that in here too. Like, this is a policies and procedures for park and rec programs or whatever. Like, this is what we expect of the coaches. This is what, people playing in the league can expect of us. Just kind of like making it a little bit more robust.
Can I jump in here?
Yes, please.
Coaching for the past 20-something years, I think it was intentionally left kind of vague because there's so many different things that pop up. You can't, if we tried to legislate every single thing that happened during season, that rule book would be this thick and nobody would know what was in there. So you try and dumb it down a little bit and keep it in a way that Park and Rec has a little bit of leeway, the coaches have a little bit of leeway. And I mean, if somebody truly feels like, oh, my kid's not getting enough playing time, have them contact Amy and Amy can talk to the coach and see what's going on. But I mean, we can't get into trying to make a rule for every single thing. You can't do it. You can't. You would have so much stuff in there that nobody would know what was in that book because you'd hand it to them, cost you $20 to make it. You'd hand it to them and they'd throw it out because nobody's going to read it, or very few would.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's a couple areas I think, and I mean, we already do have like a minimum playing time requirement, and even for like developmental 8 and under, it's like the goal is equal playing time. But if I'm a parent and I'm like, hey, I don't feel like my kid's getting equal playing time, what do we have to stand on? All we have to stand on is like, oh, sorry, it's the goal for the coach to give equal playing time, but like we don't require it. So like just the language doesn't really set us up to be like, no, like in our developmental leagues, we want every student or player to have equal playing time. It's not the goal. It's like, it's our expectation.
So now my kid doesn't get 50%, even though it's the rule. Now we have to legislate what happens after that. And then when that happens, now who steps up if we have to let that coach go because they refuse to let that kid play? We have to keep going and going and going. And that's why it's set up the way it is.
Softer word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
I mean,
something, like I said, if you feel like your kid's not getting that playing time, talk to Amy. Amy can call up the coach and go, hey, what's going on? I just want to talk to you, make sure that everybody's getting even playing time, but we can't legislate everything in there. It's completely impossible to do.
Yeah. I think I just disagree because like the clearer our processes and like our policies, the easier it is to just like stand on them. When it's so vague, it's harder to kind of like defend them because it's like, okay, well, the goal is just a goal. And like that's it. It doesn't say like what happens if the goal isn't met. And I have some other questions and other things that I would kind of want to inquire about. But what if the coach says, okay, well, tough, like, sorry. Sorry you feel that way. I think they do get fair playing. Like, how do we handle those type of things? And what documents and policies do we have in place to say, like, this is how we handle that? Right now, with it being so vague, it kind of puts us in a tight spot to be able to, like,
So to need
I can believe
documents
that.
and policies for 8-year-old kids playing soccer, it's kind of disheartening that we've come to this point that we actually need that. Number one, in my opinion. Number two, you need to leave some leeway for the coaches.
Yep.
So they can do the best, because you know what? There's some kids out there that can't play a full half a game. They're
Yep.
not physically fit enough to do it, because as soon as they leave soccer practice, they're playing video games or whatever. They're not outside. They're not doing any other things. So why would I leave a kid, if I'm the coach, which I have been for a long time, why would I leave that kid on the field? He's either well, I'm talking more about football now, but you're setting him up to get hurt, or her up to get hurt, or them to not do their job and somebody else gets hurt.
But it's the
So-
same thing with soccer and basketball, Jim, right? When they're
Yeah.
running all like up and down the field, up and down the court, some just can't do it. And the coaches that we are desperate for need to have their ability to manage and not have us micromanage them unless there's an issue.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's a really good point. I guess maybe the wording on that is fine, but I guess maybe like when you do have the parent who has the able-bodied kid that really wants to play, that the coach isn't putting in for whatever reason, maybe because of skill level, maybe they're a little bit weaker. Like, what is our process to address that? I guess it's not so much on the flip side. So we can have a goal of like equal-ish playing time because you raised good points. But what happens when it's like, it feels like my kid's not getting enough playing time. We lost Jim.
Yeah.
But again, like I don't think we necessarily need to get into this like right this moment, but I do have some ideas.
I can't, because we're already way off topic. Like, this is
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to get into
yeah,
it.
I can't say anything else because we're already over open meeting laws. So all I am gonna say is that Mike Mason would never set me up for failure, especially him being a coach himself, and to put this document and be able to release it. He would never do that to me. So that's all I'm saying, because I'm not saying anything else, because open meeting laws are strict, and I'm definitely not saying anything else. And Mike Mason would never do that to me.
Yeah, and I don't think like he would intentionally do that. That's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. But like things are iterative, and like things can be finessed and kind of like revised over time. But I do recognize like we don't have to stick on this anymore. But I have some other agenda items that I'd like to put forward for a future agenda that will allow us through open meeting to have these conversations. So I'll make sure they're on the next agenda.
Sorry about that. I hit the power button by accident when I was moving my computer. So could I make a suggestion? Why don't you write up whatever rule or policy changes you want, and we'll vote on it next time? Does that work?
I
Like
mean, I
your
don't
edits
know
in
if
red?
I have the skill and expertise to do that. I can take a stab at it. I mean, I'm not saying
Okay.
I'm the expert and I know the better policy. I want it to be more of like a collaborative thing, but I'm happy to take a first stab at it if you think it's appropriate. Happy to have Amy to take a stab at it if that's more appropriate, and like we can give
Karina, I did that.
Yeah, I
That's-
don't,
That's
that's
what
what
I
would
did.
do,
I don't
yeah.
have time. I'm one
Yeah.
person. I can only do so much. I
Yeah.
really can only do so much.
I mean, I think Jim, Amy and I are okay with it is the way it's been going. So if you have edits, like you could put in red on the side, or, I don't know if you're looking at a document and just looking at the different areas, like where you could put in red or make an edit
Yeah.
that might work to look
Sure.
at,
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I'd be happy to.
when we've had conflicts in the past, it depends who the player or the parent feels comfortable with. Going to the coach is always the first step. But if they feel they have a problem with the coach, then we ask them to go to Amy. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like in school, right? Like go to the teacher first and then you're gonna go to the principal or superintendent, like do that channel of things, but
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy to maybe ask other towns like what they have and then see if I can get some information gathered and make some suggestions. Sure.
yeah, I mean, we'd be open to it, but I think again, we're like Amy's plate is full. We fought, to have a full-time position for Park and Rec, and it's over full-time already. So we're, if you want to contribute that way, absolutely, we can look at it.
Did anybody else's screen just go black or was that just me again?
Just you again.
It's
Just
you.
you, Jeff.
Sorry.
You're the
Maybe it's
lucky one.
overheating.
Yeah.
So yeah, Karina, if you wanna email like just like specific points for it'll be August meeting. So I'll try to set it. Well, we'll set a date tonight and then we can go over it. I just want to stick to, what we have just from everything I've learned. So I don't have anything else. There wasn't anything for the last 48 hours that came up, and next thing would just be to schedule our August meeting.
And
I don't
Karina,
think
I
there's any-
can reach out to similar towns to us and see what they have in terms of what are we calling this? Expectations, guidelines.
Policies
Yeah.
and
I guess.
procedures was.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll see what I can do if I get any extra time tomorrow or the next day.
Okay. Yeah, and I
And then
can if you text me, then I can text you back and we can coordinate, divide and conquer, that sort of thing.
I did text you. Did you get my
That
text
that one's you. Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you. I got your number
with the
then.
3 names?
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anyone have conflicts in August on a Monday? Maybe like towards the thinking maybe like not the end, but like the middle, in case there's anything like before everything officially kicks off.
I have football practice 5 nights a week starting August 3rd. So I'll just
Oh,
be
it's
in my
that
truck.
time of year
Yep.
where I get motion sickness when Jim is not
In the car.
So
I
I'll
love
just
that
be in the
time of
truck.
year.
Yep, and I'm gonna be back over on the vineyard by then for the month, but I can FaceTime, do this stuff.
Karina, do you have anything like I was looking maybe August 17th? Does
Okay, yeah.
anyone
I can do the 17th. I can't do like the 10, 11, 12.
Okay. Does the 17th work for everyone? August 17th at 5:30? And
Yeah.
if something comes up, obviously we can change it, but
Yep.
How much heads up do you need of a conflict if something does come up to be able to change it?
legally I need at least 48 hours to post it. So, and that's like business days. So for me, I post at least a week in advance, a solid
and
week.
Just so you know, Karina, like because they're recorded, we try, if there's at least like 2 commissioners making it, it's considered a quorum.
Okay.
So we try to do it. But I mean, like, obviously, if we know, my God, so far in advance, of course we'll
Right.
change it, if everyone can change the new date, but sometimes it's hard to even get a quorum, so.
Okay.
I did think of one thing, and I know we're being
Sure.
recorded. I think Amy, I don't know about you, Jim, you went to Mike Spanknable's thing. And I went to his evening thing. but I think it would be appropriate that Park and Rec does something for him. So we can kind of take it off maybe onto text or something, but you know, I mean, obviously I did a personal gift and things like that, but I mean, we can maybe text about it or something now that we have Karina's number, but you know, we partner with the fire department, and I met the new chief on Thursday or Friday night before the event, and then at the event again, he seems like excited to work with us and all that stuff. So
Yes,
the relationships matter. And
absolutely.
we need to, you know, I think about something,
Yes, for sure.
showing her. And I meant to think of it beforehand, and it just the summer it got away from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the only other thing I think I thought of.
Okay, noted. So let's see. Oh, Diane, you have to make the motion.
Oh, so I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:21. All in favor?
Second.
Okay, good.
Um,
Thank you. And email me,